Now we're moving on to nutrition. Nutrition is that science that interprets the nutrients and how they fuel our body, help fuel our body. Now we're joined by nutritionist Tolani Fasho, a nutritional enthusiast with many years of experience. Now she's going to be talking to us about nutrition as a curative medicine to illness. So now we've always heard that prevention is better than cure, right? And nutrition is a part of our everyday life. Tolani, talk to us. How does nutrition become a medicine?
Yes, good morning. Yes, thank you. Okay, yes, nutrition has always been proven and known as preventive medicine because one of the major parts of nutrition, let me use that word, is that it strengthens the immune system and reduces, the risk of having one disease condition or the other. But there are times that the body can be compromised, the health status of an individual can be compromised. And at that time, at that stage, you would need something curative. Many things can make someone's body system compromised. There are times we call some disease conditions how do I put it now? In a sense when the body actually fights against itself. Now we can't say this person doesn't do well on good diet or good lifestyle. But something may just go wrong, and then at that stage you need medicine. And then there are some other persons that they don't live healthy. They don't give regard to preventive medicine, and of course they need a cure. And so at this point, over time, now let me start with over time, some people have been able to go into research, thorough research, and they realize that it is possible for you to use nutrition not just as a preventive measure, but for curative purposes.
Okay, so you need to kind of break it down a little. Okay. Tolani, you need to kind of break it down a little. Yes, for instance, let's pinpoint some very common ailments and some foods or some nutritional options that help or have been known to help cure these ailments.
Okay, I thought that would come later. Okay, let me just say this. Let me start with a particular, I won't put it under a class. I won't put it under maybe vitamins or minerals. I'll just call it maybe under the herbs and spices.
Okay.
And I want to talk specifically about the black seeds. There's been so much controversy about this black, they call it black cumin seed.
Okay.
It is, the scientific name is Nigella sativa.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I can stand as, because I'm both a clinician and a scientist. Clinician in the sense that I'm part of the medical team. Yes. And I understand that there are rules that govern, that is why, we're talking about abuse. Like a lot of people have just started using all sorts of things and they've become their own doctors.
Okay.
Now, before we come out to mention that this particular herb or this particular spice has medicinal properties, it must have gone through clinical trials.
Okay.
Clinical trials in the sense that they have attempted this thing on lab rats.
Okay.
It has proven results, and they have gone further to use it on some people, some humans, maybe some sick persons, like this issue of vaccines now that they're trying to, try it on some, you understand now, on some people. So it must have gone through those trials and then come out with real evidential results. Okay, we use this on 30 people, 30 persons. I think we used this on 30 persons, and this was the results we got. We used this on this, and we got this and got that. So
Okay.
before I talk about this Nigella sativa, it has gone through clinical trials. They've used it on diabetic rats. They've used it on hypertensive lab rats. They've used it on human beings, and they've gotten substantial results. one of the very basic things, because Nigella sativa spans millions of years in the Middle East, South Asia, even the Quran talks about it, interestingly. It stated there that it cures all diseases except death. And interestingly, the Bible talks about it, calls it black cumin seeds. So it seems like one scientist, Al-Dadak et al., I think him and his team, he named this black cumin as the #1 immunity-boosting herb and seed above any other food, any other medicine, and any other drug.
So
any
I
other
have
medicine
to say,
and any other herb.
I have to say that there have been, quite a lot of talks on this particular herb you're talking about.
Black
but what
cumin.
about other things like fruits and vegetables? Because I've heard about people that have things like such as arthritis, things like joint pain, chest pains, heart conditions. Is there any nutritional advice you can give people who want to find foods that can help cure those things?
Okay. You wouldn't want me to talk much about the black seeds, is it?
No, well, because you mentioned that particular one, but we're talking nutrition generally, and of course, what we have access to these days, mostly fruits, vegetables, that we easily have access to, things that we can get in the market, in local markets. Can they also be used to cure some of the more common ailments that some people are going through right now?
Yes, they can be used. They can be used to cure some of the common ailments. And black seeds is also accessible. Let me just talk about two major, out of many properties two major ailments that it's been used for, and there were substantial results.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
The first one is pulmonary, because it's been known to cure a lot of asthmatic problems, bronchitis, pulmonary distress, yes. But it has specific grams, or if it's the oil base, it has specific meals that should be used. One of the very interesting activity was the one they used on 30 patients that had hepatitis C. And at the end of that, they realized that 18.5%, the people, I think 50%, yes, 18.5% of them became totally seronegative.
Wow.
The result was wow. And then about 50%, all symptoms of the HCV virus went down so low. Another interesting one by Onifade and his team, that he tried on a 27-year-old woman that was proven to have, she was diagnosed late. She had already come to the clinic before they knew antenatal clinic before they knew she was HIV positive. And so they couldn't use antiretroviral on her. But by the time they used the black cumin, they added honey to it. They gave her 10 meals per day for 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, she became seronegative. Not only that, she went ahead to have 3 more kids that were negative, and then her CD4 count jumped up to a whooping count of greater than 750 that's microliter.
So this particular, okay, so now what you're basically saying is there are some herbs and spices such as this black seed, you said, that are really, really great for so many different ailments. I've also heard about the kiwi fruit as being a super fruit and having all the nutrients in every other fruit inside, one particular fruit. I've heard quite a few other things, and I know people watching right now have some questions for you. We want to take those questions to social media, and hopefully Tolani will join us there as well. You need to make sure you use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you want to find out more about nutrition as a curative medicine to illnesses. Thank you so much, Tolani, for this contribution today.
You're welcome.
We'll be talking again next week, by God's grace. We have to take a quick break now. Wake Up Nigeria, as always, continues.